Look at this. This is the best the UK has to offer at springtime. Beautiful weather, blue skies, lovely clear open aspects, and the flowers in the hedgerows, absolutely beautiful.
And as wonderful as the light was and that blue sky was, for me, when you get those clouds, when you get those wispy high clouds and those billowy low clouds, it's got to be black and white. So I was quick to look for some black and white images, and that red filter effect to really show the clouds. And the first one was this little sailing boat coming in alone into the estuary.
Look at the clarity down here and those fantastic rock pools. Can you see down here? And the children and their parents are out seeing what they can find. And I've got my eye open to see if I can see Fish Locker himself. If you haven't followed that channel, Fish Locker, it's absolutely brilliant. They're based down here. Absolutely fantastic fishing and foraging stories. I love to watch what they're up to. So I've got my eyes open for them. And if you get a second, give them a look on Instagram and on YouTube.
Well, I wasn't able to spot Mr. Fish Locker, but I was able to spot this lovely picture from that location where I was filming there, looking down over the rock pools and this fantastic yellow gauze just jutting up there, and you know, against that beautiful blue sky and the blue water and the ship just moored to the left. It all seemed to come together for a really nice picture. But that wasn't the picture of the day. I travelled up to find that.
Look across the top of the headland now. That down there is the Helford River and Helford Passage down on the corner, and that's actually a beautiful place to visit and stay.
And as I get closer, I managed to grab a picture and convert it to black and white. Don't forget, these are all iPhone pictures taken on my iPhone. No special cameras, no special lenses, and a little dog in the foreground giving us a bit of scale. But that wasn't my picture of the day, so I soldiered on.
And look at the water down there, it's absolutely beautiful. We must be able to find a little bit of river's edge, a little beach area. We must be able to find somewhere down there to take a nice picture.
And as I got closer, I could see exactly where I needed to be. Right down there. That is Durgan. The Helford Passage to the far left. Durgan right in front. Glen Durgan Gardens and their private beach. But what we're looking at is the little beach right in front of me through that gate. That was where I was going to get to the water, and that's where I knew I'd get the picture I was looking for. And here it is. That's the picture I've been looking for today. I know exactly what I want to do with this shot. It's going to be a high impact, high contrast, black and white, and I'm going to paint those stones, those rocks in. I'm going to paint the light on them to make them just how I want them to appear. So let's start with the edit. Looking up towards Helford Passage up here, and at the mouth of the Helford you've got these fantastic stones that have probably been deposited there by storms for years. It's quite a trek to get round to this. There's no road to it, so there's never a lot of people here. So I'm looking with these lovely spring fluffy clouds here. I'm thinking a really nice hard red filter style black and white. So first things first, let's desaturate. Here we go. And let's have a little cutout. Select, modify feather, and then let's take the levels down. Let's take those down to a really dark look, and let's inverse that selection And this is where we're going to get our red filtered sky look. You know what a red filter does to the sky? It makes it really black, contrasty. Now, we want to start using our dodge tool now to start bringing some of these highlights back in, particularly on the clouds reflected in the water look. Isn't that lovely? And let's bring the light back into those buildings, just onto the horizon there. Okay, just down here in the foreground. That's it, we're getting somewhere. So, we'll inverse that selection because, in fact, let's get rid of the selection, because now we're going to start painting the light back onto these rocks. Gently, gently painting the light back in. That's why I made them so dark in the first place, because I wanted to control the light onto them. Nice and slowly. Particularly these white rocks here, look in between. See how I can really highlight these lighter coloured ones, because I'm going to leave these dark ones here. I'm not going to go. It's the highlights that I'm looking for. Look at this rock here, look. Can you see the highlights on it? Those highlighted areas that I really want to. Yeah, look at that. Now we are showing some beautiful light. Can you see how taking it away and bringing it in where we want it is so much better than just accepting how the camera's just going to record it. And just as we can work those highlights so beautifully, we can also work the shadows. So I'm going to get the burning tool in a second and just finish these highlights. Burn tool. Burn in some of the dark areas here, and I want to look at the bottom of the rocks now, look, and these shadow areas. I want to bring them back in to shade, so we've got light and shade. We've worked on the tops, bringing them light, but these areas down here, look, bring them back. Isn't that beautiful? And those rocks look good now. Little recrop on the 16:9. I'm going to go free, unconstrained, because 16:9 doesn't work for me on this. I like that. I'm not too worried about that going too wide. I think I quite like it to just come in to those clouds there. And I'm going to take those buoys off, or for our American viewers, buoys. I think that's what you call them, isn't it, in America? Buoys, we call them buoys. There we go. You know, sometimes, let's take that little bit of a, sometimes you don't need to work too hard at the picture, and that's one of those pictures. There you go. That's a real, you know, that kind of high key Yosemite kind of look, but it's the Helfer River in Cornwall, shot on an iPhone.